So I was riding my bike into work today and took a bit of a bonk down the mountain, bruised myself up a bit, and it made me think of one of the questions I've been getting a lot about the mom test, especially if you're an introvert or a technical person, or you're new at it, or it's a new startup. Is that it's scary, right? And we're afraid of the failure. We're afraid of falling down, taking our knocks. And I wanted to talk about this because I think it's kind of self-inflicted in a pretty interesting way. So I'm going to draw some overwrought bike metaphors here because it's on my mind. If you're going down a mountain, if you tense up, like all your weight goes into the wrong place, right? And then you don't have the traction, you don't have the stability, and you fall. Or you come down a feature, a drop or whatever, and you're nervous about it, you slam the brakes, you're going to crash. And so by being nervous about crashing, you do things that make you more likely to crash and make those crashes worse. For the customer conversations in the mom test, what I mean when I say it's self-inflicted is if you go into these conversations and you've put yourself in a place where you're thinking of it as an opportunity for rejection, that kind of means you're coming into it with the mindset that you want to prove yourself right. You're coming into it thinking of it as a pitch. You're coming into it thinking of it, you are seeking their approval for your idea. And they are going to reject you or reject your idea or not like it. And all of that is one, it's wrong because that puts you in a place where you're pitching your idea rather than learning or asking about their life, right? Like, so that's just categorically bad questions, bad conversation, bad learning. But also, like, you've put yourself in a position where that failure is possible. It's like, you've gotten defensive on the bike and you've created your own crash. What you want to be doing in the learning questions is you go into them trying to learn. I mean, it sounds stupid, but like, what is customer learning about? It's about learning about the customer, but we don't do that. We're like, oh, I'm going to go do some customer learning by learning what the customer thinks about my idea and whether they like it. That's not learning about the customer. That's learning about your idea. You do that with product experiments and analytics and sales and product metrics, right? You don't do that by asking for people's opinions. When you're talking to customers, it's to learn about their life and their workflows and their goals and their problems and what they're already doing and why they're doing it that way. And tell me, if you honestly approach the conversation in that way, where is the opportunity for rejection? It's like, hey, I want to learn about your life. Sorry, I'm super busy. Okay. That's a busy person. Like, how am I going to take that personally? Hey, I'm trying to make a startup that does something with this industry. Can you tell me how this works, in your business? They go, oh yeah, we do it like this. It's a big deal. It's not a big deal. We put a lot of effort into it. We don't put a lot of effort into it. Okay, that's like you've learned, right? Maybe it's not what you wanted to hear, but that's not a rejection. That's you learning a truth about their life and their work and the way they do things and how important it is to them, right? You go, oh, huh, they don't care about it very much. What's my next move? Am I going to shift the customer segment? Am I going to shift the feature set? Am I going to change the way I describe it? Am I going to go into the organization at a different level of stakeholder? Like, do I need to lead with a killer demo so that they can see the value? Because ultimately it's something that needs to be experienced, not just understood. That last one's an easy way to lie to yourself, by the way, but it's valid sometimes. If you go in, you're like, here's my great idea. What do you think? They're going to be like, that does feel like a rejection because you framed it in a way which allows you to be rejected. You've been like, here's my idea. I need your approval. Like, of course you're going to fall. It's going to hurt. Because you've seized up at a critical moment, but that was self-engineered. It's because of what you did on the way in. If you come into it and you're like, I'm here to learn about this person, and based on what I learn, I'm going to make my next decision. Like, where do you get rejected there? Like, some people are busy, some people are grumpy, some people are in a rush, some people are suspicious. They're not going to want to talk to you. Okay, that's not a rejection of you or your idea. That's just like, that person's not in the headspace for it right now. If you send someone an email and you go, hey, I'm an amazing entrepreneur trying to do a cool thing, please take time and meet with me. And they go, no, dude. Like, yeah, that kind of feels like a rejection. But if you can put yourself in a context where you're bumping into customers and just find a way to talk to them. If you're in anything approaching a moderate sized city, there are industry meetups. Like, you can get in a room with the people you want to learn from, And then when you're there, like, if you go, hey, can we exchange business cards and set up a meeting? Well, you've just done it again. You set yourself up for that fall. You've seized up. You've gone too defensive. Like, you're doing the wrong thing, and now you can get hurt because like you've created an opportunity for you to be rejected. But like, none of that needed to happen. So I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt to fall. I'm saying that like a lot of these falls are self-created and they never needed to be there in the first place. Like, the mindset that you go into the situation with You know, like, are you relaxed on the slope in, or are you tensed up and defensive and like worried about what's going to happen and what they're going to say? Well, like, if the latter, you're in this approval seeking mindset that fundamentally makes you frame the whole interaction around whether or not they approve of you and therefore whether or not you're being rejected. That's like, that's a self goal. That's, it's no good. It's no good. So that's like going off the jump and then locking your brakes. Like, you're going to get hurt. You did it to yourself. So it's like, you don't need to be in that situation at all in the first place, right? But at the same time, like, another part of it is like sometimes you can take a shot and it doesn't hurt that much to whiff it, you know? Like, at a certain point, you will need to pitch your product. You will need to ask for the meeting. You will need to ask for the money. You will need to ask for the sale. That's the ticket. Like, the price of admission to this game we all play, like, is that sometimes you're putting yourself in this situation that people don't like because, like, you can find out that someone doesn't think you're cool or they don't think your idea is smart. And, like, yeah, that burns. I'm not gonna say it doesn't burn. Like, it hurt when I fell on my head today and I was like, meh, you know, I like this shirt. It's all torn up now. I need to go buy more. Like, kind of sucks. But also, it's like, I'm not gonna stop biking. I'm not gonna stop building companies or like telling people about what I built just because they might reject me. So that's the price of admission. And like, you can take it, right? But at the very beginning, when you're still learning the skill, the falls don't have to be that bad because there aren't any of these big opportunities for rejection in the early stages. The early stage is talk to people and understand what they're already doing and why. It's a conversation. It's not a pitch. There is no opportunity for rejection in a conversation. Some people are busy, fine. Like, talk to the people who want to talk to you and like learn about their life, and that's it, you know? And that just like eliminates all the falls from this early thing. It eliminates these self-imposed failures while you're learning, while you're practicing. You're getting your practice reps in a safe environment. And then once you feel like you're ready to play the real game, you know, you're like, okay, I understand. I've got my foundation of understanding. I know what they're doing. I know why they're doing it that way. I know why they haven't already solved their problems. You got your mental model of their worldview. You've learned what you can from conversations. You're like, all right, let's go pitch it, you know? And like, yeah, there you might get rejected, but like, you're ready for it at that point, right? That's like the price of entry to the big game. And that's how you learn and you keep pushing it forward. But it doesn't have to be like that at the beginning. You can ease into it, right? All right. Hope that helps and have a good one.